For some of us, that sure elicits nostalgic memories of music comedy of those days. So, ladies and gentlemen, join us as we welcome Julius the Genius Agu to the morning brief. Indeed, the OG musician, actor, grandfather of music comedy, thespian, name it. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's so nice to have you back.
Thank you.
So this is a comeback of sorts for you. So first of all, tell us what you're up to right now before we begin to, walk down memory lane.
Okay. I'm working on some things. Yes, they're being prepared. They're being cooked. Yes. When it comes out, you hear about them.
There you go.
Is it
suspense?
Suspense.
Is it stand-up comedy? Is it movie? Is it music comedy? Which would be my next question, by the way. What's happening to music comedy?
I'm working on some new stuff. Yes.
Okay, so as we now make progress, let's go back to those days of, your remix or lyrics, of music comedy.
Oh,
Yeah. So in your days, there was no social media. You guys had to, do, what do you call it now? Night of 1,000 Laughs, shows.
Crack your ribs.
Yes, crack your ribs. Now, social media has engendered skits, comedy skits, which is giving visibility to younger generations of, thespians. When you see that progress, what comes to your mind?
The fact remains that whether we like it or not, entertainment will always thrive, because for anybody that makes people laugh, people will definitely like the person. Like me, you know what I am. I steal people's sorrows, their pains, and I give them laughter in return. Yes. So for anything that does that, so for social media to have come out, Nigerians are very creative. They think of what to do, how to do it. So, and then don't not forget that some people graduated since, have been looking for jobs. You have to get a job if you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So they've been looking for jobs. There's no way. So rather than stay at home or put your hand in a bad thing, they began to do influencers. They became influencers, became, content creators, as per all these women doing anything that can pay them. Yes.
So there's a lot when it comes to your story, and I know you shared this before, but since you're here on this platform for the very first time, I know there were challenging years for you, but somehow you've been able to emerge, and you're now trying to put out some work. But if you could walk us back to some of the things you had to deal with, and some sort of either encouragement or no encouragement you got from the spaces you operate and the people you raise, if possible. Maybe walk us through that space, how you were able to live through it to emerge on this side of life.
Okay, the truth is that I remember very well that during my Pekinghood days, I don't know whether you've heard of that.
I'm hearing it now.
I say, when you are born in a yard, you're a Pekin.
Right.
Yes. But when you're born in a face me, I face you, you're a child. Face me, I face you, you're a child. But when you're born in a neighborhood, you're an issue.
Oh, an issue.
Issue, yes. That depends. But I was born in a yard. I'm a Pekin. Pekin to the core. So when I was born, there was nothing like social media. There was no phones, as a matter of fact. I was funny right from a child when I was growing up. Yes, I remember then I used to go and sell akamu. After selling akamu, I would rush down home, wash my leg, carry my big slate, run down to school. I'll go to school, I'm already late. They would ask me to kneel down. The teacher would ask me to kneel down, hands up, close your eyes, but she's teaching them stuff. So after a while, she asked me to come and dance to Uncle JB. You remember Uncle JB?
Yeah, I do. I remember.
Do you know Uncle JB?
Let me just pretend like I know Uncle JB. Who is
Uncle JB then was those guys that they have protruding tummy.
Yeah.
Right.
And protruding backside.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, sell drugs, all these things.
Okay.
Maybe I can't see this kind of drug where they
it was more of
any
a
kind of
Port
sickness. So
Right.
then I look
So that's Uncle
Uncle
JB.
Uncle
Makes
JB,
sense.
that was the name they used to call them before all this you're picking. Call this So I did that, you know. I used to go and sell akamu. Buy akamu nakara here. I used to carry akamu, you know. Then, I haven't grown up. As a matter of fact, when I released my first album, there was no phone. I was practically carrying my CDs. Buy my CD. This is me. Buy my CD. That's how I used to market it. Do you understand? I was actually, when I did my youth service, I served in Katsina State. I was serving when I was working for Upper Williams. I would carry his posters to Kanu. Yes, he did 90,000 laps there in Kanu, and when I actually took his posters to Jos. You know, that was the thing. I had to realize who are my mentors. Serve. I served. I served people. But these days, you know, there's nothing to serve. There's nothing to do like, well, let's leave that. So as a matter of fact, having done all those, I came and I just started my crack your ribs I have studied Upper Williams for a while. So I started my crack your ribs one day in Lagos. Yeah. Having started crack your ribs, I thought of it one day. I was thinking, I said, wow, but nobody prays God. God is the one who gave me the talent.
So you put the gospel twist to
Yes,
comedy.
I started a gospel show, Laugh for Christ's Sake.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yes, Laugh for Christ's Sake in Museum Center. That was a long time ago. So Laugh for Christ's Sake was an evening for God, for Jesus. I used some comedians, but their laughter must be tailored towards God.
Love, I don't know if you've written a book yet.
Yes, I have.
And a proper one that details all of your experiences. Maybe it'll be like an encyclopedia of sorts, or call it a Agopedia. Would love to read that because you have such a rich story. But Jeffrey was talking about the challenges you faced. A lot of people see you make us laugh. But behind the scenes, you go through your challenges. But I know that you should know now that Nigerians love you, or Nigeria loves you. I think at some point there was a rallying round. But I know you also mentioned some letdowns you had from colleagues, people who you thought, oh, these are people I should run to for help. And I wonder, after all of these years, have you been able to forgive? Do you still feel that bitterness? So people that you reached out to during those challenging times, and it didn't come through for you?
If you begin to mention names now, it will be somehow. I thank God because God uses me to impact on people. So I was playing my role without knowing, impacting on people. Yes, I will see that you have talent. I will just take you from wherever to up. I've done it. And there's no, I can't mention names here. Some of the people have actually tried for me. Like if you want me to mention names, I could. They've actually tried to me. Yes, I remember that I called a few of them. They've really tried. Some people. So I've known, through my growth, I've met so many people. Some governors, some were governors, some are actually resting in peace now. God, I beg, forgive me. Do you understand? So I thank God I'm alive. Talking about that actually, but because if I think of those things, there are so many people right now that they cannot afford their food to eat. They cannot afford to eat food. But what do you do? You're thinking of, you have to meet up this show and do this and continue the next day. She just told me now that she actually danced with me. I did not know.
Interviewed you.
Oh, they interviewed me. I did not know. Do you understand?
Is that as a result of the surgery you had?
Exactly. After the surgery, I had, but that was then. Yes, I did a brain surgery. I thank God I'm alive. So when there is life, there is hope. You know, I used to, let me motivate you. That's what is in vogue now, motivation. Okay, let me motivate you. Imagine that, and your happiness is like a switch. You switch it off and you switch it on. You switch it off and you switch it on. And behold, in this time, in this our society, Nigeria, you thank God when they say up NEPA. Up NEPA, because NEPA, you know what NEPA does? Because you can
used to do.
Exactly. Exactly. So I thank God I'm alive, and you know, I've seen my trying times.
Yeah.
I've seen my trying times. I thank God I survived it. If you go to all these social media, people talk a lot. Some people lie. Some people tell the truth.
So you've forgiven all?
Yes, I've forgiven everybody.
Okay. And I'd like to come from that perspective, really, for you to address some of the, is it polarization or the blocks in comedy industry? And I'm not quite sure, but I think you were also named in one of them. Either some people are for basket mouth, some people are for AY. From the point of view of someone who is a grandfather of comedy in the industry, what do you think is the cause? Is it market share, or is it something that we cannot explain? Are there interventions to addressing it?
Market share of what?
of the shows.
Of the comedy space.
Well, there's always problems in every space. In churches right now, there's always problems. Even in TV, there's always problems. There are always problems, you know. That's why I told you that I've also had my share, and God saved me. God knows why He saved me. God knows why. So let them also try and have their own. Do you understand me? I'm not mentioning names. Let everyone have his own.
Maybe it will change their perspective. Maybe it will change their perspective.
Exactly.
So you're neutral as far as those issues are concerned?
I don't want to say anything about that. I'm neutral.
So let's go back as we begin to wind down. When you look back from where you're coming from to where you are right now, I know you cannot change history. You can only correct the few in the future. What are the pitfalls you felt you landed yourself in that you say, okay, everybody who is looking up to people like you should avoid, so they don't get into those pitfalls? As much as you say you allow them to learn from their own mistakes. But if they have experiences like you, why should they fall into those traps?
You know, the fact is that for anything, just pray and ask God whether is it ideal for you to do this and do that. Those were some of my mistakes. Because God created people in His own image, but some came and took another image. Do you understand? Not just the image, and took another thing, put in them, and started behaving somehow. So for anything anyone is doing, I'd say, ask first, is this thing right? Is this thing good? Will it be favorable to everyone concerned? Because what goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. So there's no need to be talking too much, because I thank God for everything, and I thank God for everyone that actually helped me. Everyone that actually helped me. Meanwhile, for everyone that did not help me, I thank God for him too.
Did you still do stand-up? Can you still stand up and do comedy for maybe hours back? You know your energy. You have that energy, second to none. So today, do you still do stand-up the way you used to?
You know, I can, yes. But the fact remains that the whole country now. People have excuses. Because you and I know that Japa is a new thing everyone is talking about. Some people sell their car, sell their home, sell everything. Japa, as soon as they get there, you begin to see the picture on this, begin to tell you, so I know for no come here.
Right.
Do you understand?
Right.
Because as I was saying before, when I was a kid, it's been long. We've been told that when you become okay. For instance, when I was no, not a kid. When I was a Pekin, my Pekinhood days, they used to tell us that you are the leaders of tomorrow. You are the leaders of tomorrow. Children, yes, auntie, yes, sir. You are the leaders of tomorrow. After some time, they come. You are the leaders. You are the leaders of tomorrow. Okay? Yes, auntie. After that, we are maturing. You are the leaders of tomorrow.
That sounded real.
Yes, auntie.
I get
Behold, I am 51 years old now.
They're still telling you.
I'm still the leader of tomorrow.
Let's take a look at something that you've done as well, and just for our viewers, and then we'll come back to wrap up.
Awesome. You still got energy, you still got energy to go. How long ago was that, by the way?
That was like about when was Fashola in power?
Ooh.
That was when Fashola was in.
Wow, impeccable memory there. That's
Fashola.
That's 12 years.
12 years,
Yeah, 12
yeah.
years ago.
Yes,
Yeah.
about then.
Fantastic.
Fashola was in power because in the front I could see Fashola's some of his workers then.
Oh.
Yes.
Amazing. There's so many more areas to explore, and speaking of which, I was going to ask about, the female admirers that you have. You've had cause to speak about your personal life in the past couple of days. Maybe you could just hint us whether the female admirers are still, hovering around you.
Are you jealous?
I wasn't expecting
You
that.
sounded like
I don't
there you
have cause
go.
to be jealous.
the female admirers. I don't know whether you're jealous.
We're totally out of time.
Help me.
No. Well, we must thank you. We thank you for coming on the program, Julius the Genius. And of course, what people don't know is, I think it's the first class you came out with. A lot of people do not know that.
No, 2-1.
Big 2-1.
2-1. Just then remove the first class.
Big 2-1 from Uniport. Thank you.
But then I was in Uniport and was coming to struggle in Lagos.
We remember.
I was in school then. I was enter attachment, come to Lagos. I was in Uniport now when I came to do Laugh for Christ, Rattlesnake.
Rattlesnake, yes, I remember.
We have to
All right.
celebrate you, really. Really.
Thank you.
Julius,
Thank you
the genius,
so much.
grandfather of comedy, thank you so much. Even though you didn't give us a direct answer to that question, but we'll explore it when next we have you on the show.
Thank you.
And that does it on the program today. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back again tomorrow for the weekend edition of the Morning Brief on Channels Television. I am Bukola Koka.
As always, thanks for your company. I'm Jeffrey Uzonga.
A little bit of jealousy is good, It just
I
helps
knew
to
you were
keep the
going there.
love
I
moving
did.
around. I'm Karen Okikilo. Have a great
She
day.
asked for it. She's got it.